I'm from Montreal, and I'm gonna share to you my testimony about this ministry I just started. Um, I grew up in a Christian family, so I always heard about God, the Bible, and I've been raised in a Christian education. So my life went pretty well so far. I had good grades at school, I had friends, I was doing great almost everywhere. But I think that's exactly the thing that made me think that I could do whatever I want because everything was going fine for me. When I prayed for something, I most of the time had it. I was praying to have, I don't know, some friends, some boyfriends, or everything, and it was great because I was actually having it. But that's when I realized that relationship with others was more important to me than my relationship with God. I'm gonna explain myself. Um, I always I was always searching for attention, for people to notice me, to be around me. I didn't like to feel alone, but I wasn't alone. But it's like I always wanted more and more and more. And I started to do some other things that I'm not proud of with some people, with some friends, and because I felt like I was that nobody could how can I say that? I felt fearless about everything, and I lost two of my biggest friend. I had a really long friendship with them. It was really hard for me. That was in the early 2020, about January, and um I lost that boyfriend too. He I was too fearless about what I was doing. I didn't really realize that God gave us some things, but it's always to glorify Him. It's always to we have to be grateful for what we have. We have to realize that we are not in control. And 2020. It's sorry, was a hard year for me because I realized that I couldn't just decide what I wanted to do and whenever I wanted to do with whoever. And well, with everything that was going on lately, the quarantine, the coronavirus, and I lost my job. I had several classes at school, and I couldn't do it all at once. I just dropped one of my semester, and I was in a breakup. I was in a multiple of emotions at the same time, and I was like, why am I living all of this? Why do I have to go through these difficult times all at once? I didn't get it. And then I felt so alone. I felt so abandoned. I felt I didn't know where I had to go. And that's when this verse hit me. It's Deuteronomy 31 verse 8. I'm gonna read it to you. It says, the Lord Himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. I felt so discouraged. I felt so alone and afraid, and I didn't know what to do. That's when I realized that I never took that time to actually know myself, to know my purpose, to understand what God wanted me to be in Him. So I'm gonna talk about my music ministry and the singing. I always loved to sing. At church, I was always in the worship team. I'm actually the worship leader right now in my actual church, and I also used to play piano. I stopped some years ago, but with the quarantine, I had plenty of time to pray, to worship, to think about God, to have a deeper relationship with Him. And through my prayers and worship and time with Him, I realized that I wanted to do something for real, to do something that I know that God had given me, but also something that I actually love to do, like to do. And the piano was always my first love, if I can say it like that. And I also love to sing. And because of that plenty of time that I had, because like I said, I lost my job, I lost everything. I was all by myself, but that's when I understand that I wasn't alone and that God wanted me to do something with that time, that moment. And I used it to share my testimony, but also to spread the gospel through my worship, through my music. And there is a lot of things that I realized. I have some days that is always and still difficult for me. Sometimes I feel alone, sometimes I cry at night. But I know something, that today God is telling me that I'm never gonna be alone, and that I have to use what He has given me to glorify Him. And I'm gonna end with this. I just pray that everyone that is going through some hard times, going through some trials or difficult times, I just want you to remember that you are not alone. You are not alone. God is with you. God will always be. Pray for Him, seek His presence. I hope you guys, everything that you want, everything that your heart desire, but put God first, and everything is going to fall into place. So I hope that I helped somebody, some of you guys, and I'm sorry also if sometimes I get some hesitation. English is not my first language. Actually, it's French, but I wanted to speak in English because I think that it's another way, in a bigger way, to reach some other people. So yeah, so be blessed, my people.